Welcome into our Friday edition of the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com. I'm Tom Leach, along with Jim Goodman, Keeneland's Director of Simulcasting. And we're going to take a look at the Grade 3 Hilliard Lyons Doubledogdare for Fillies and Mares 4 and up at 1 mile and a 16th, and also give you a late pick 4 as well. Jim, who you like in the Doubledogdare?
Well, I thought Deceptive Vision is the best mare in the race. I don't like the layoff. It seems like we always get this in the spring where horses just put up for the winter, and I like to get a race into a horse, but I really can't get past a horse that finished second in the E.P. Taylor, and just has run some really good races against good competition. So I'm going to take the Deceptive Vision. I can't talk this morning. Deceptive Vision. Hopefully she can transfer that form, and she was also, that's on turf. So, but I just thought she was the best mare in here. Blue Violet, the 5-horse. Larry Jones and Kerwin Clark are having a great Keeneland meet, and I think this mare has a chance to move up. My Miss Sophia is the class of the race from a back class standpoint with 2 grade 1s last year, but hasn't been out since September, and I really think she needs a race. And then the other one, I thought at a price, Corey Lannery's riding pretty well right now for George Weaver. Lunar Surge, the inside horse, has 1 race over the track, got beat by half length in a similar race, an optional claimer 80,000, which is not quite a grade 3, but a nice race. And moving forward off that race, she's got a shot. But Deceptive Vision is my pick. I would use those 3 horses underneath her in trifecta.
Yeah, I ended up on the same horse, the 3. She's won off a layoff before, which I like. And then just, as you mentioned, the top company that she kept last year is really strong. You know, my Miss Sophia's even a longer layoff. I'll have to throw her in there, but I'm skeptical about that long layoff. So the ones I'm going to use with Deceptive Vision are my Miss Sophia, the 8, the 9, Tiz Windy, who's run some good races, the 5, Blue Violet, you mentioned, the 1, Lunar Surge. All of those using and keying on Deceptive Vision first and second in exactas, and that's my pick to win the Doubledogdare as well. Now let's take a look at the late pick 4. I thought this was really tough, and I ended up, if it took everybody I wanted to take, the ticket would be way too expensive. So I'm just going to take a stand in the first race and single a horse, and if I'm right, then I'll have multiple chances the rest of the way, and if not, then I'll be done early. And it's Rise to the Occasion, the 5-horse in the 7th race. I thought the 2 races out at Oaklawn were better than anything this one ran last year, and so maybe has taken the game to another level. So I'm going to try to single Rise to the Occasion, get through that. Then in the 8th race, I like 6 horses. The 5 horses, 2, 4, 5, 9, 13. If the 13 gets in, the 4 Sista's Stroll is actually the pick. But 2, 4, 5, 9, 13. Then in the Doubledogdare, I'm going to use all the ones I mentioned, 1, 3, 5, 8, 9. And then in the last race, I want the 1, 2, and 8. The 1's the pick to win, Papa Bravo, but I'm going to use the 2 and the 8 as well. So 1 by 5 by 5 by 3. How about you?
You're going single early, I'm going single late. I like both those angles when you're doing a pick 4. I like to either be alive to a lot of horses or being alive to 1 horse in the last and covering the earlier races, and that's what I thought I'd do. In the 7th race, I'm going to go 6 deep. I'm going to use the 1, Wake Up Joe, the 5, Rise to the Occasion, as you mentioned. 10-1 Morning Line is a great price on that horse. Data Driven, the 6, the 9, First Spark, the 10, Harvey. I'm going to throw in the 11, Chief Iston for Clark and Jones because they're hot. So 6 horses in the first leg. 6 horses in the second leg. I'm using Smarty Fly, the 1, Patsy's Holiday, the 2, Sister Stroll, the 4, who would be my top choice. 5, Danza Cavallo, 6, Bacava. And 10 and 11, Dido and Larnamont. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 7 horses in that race. So I'm going 6 by 7. And then in the 9th race, I would use Deceptive Vision, the 3, and Blue Violet, the 5, go 2 deep. And then single Great Stuff, the 2 in the last race for Ian Wilkes, B.J. Hernandez. I think that's the best single in the sequence. Great Stuff is the key horse.
You mentioned a horse in the 8th race that I meant to include as well, so I would actually go 1 more deeper, the 6, Bolkiava, or however you pronounce that, because it ran in Group 1s last year and picks up Le Peru. So I'd add actually
first
6 horses for me in that second leg. And
even more reason.
Even more reason why I want to have a single somewhere.
You got to have a single somewhere because the other races, the latter part of this card is very strong. We had a couple of short races earlier, but the latter part of the card is really nice on Friday.
Yeah, it's a really great way to finish up the card and then lead us into a great weekend of racing at Keeneland, including Military Day on Sunday. And we'll be back with our Saturday podcasts, both for Keeneland and for some of the national stakes races, including the return of Shared Belief. So check out that. But for now, this is the Friday edition of the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.